What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. As you can see, I have to be quiet for this one. It's late night / early morning. I fell asleep kind of early and woke up with a mean ass headache. It's about 2 in the morning right now. And I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and knock something out. Knock out a video for you guys. I haven't been doing anything on the second channel, so definitely have to do that. But anyways, let's get to today's video. Today's video is going to be about my 2 dogs in prison. My taitas, my tights, dudes I was close with. And the lesson learned. And luckily, these were lessons that I learned quick. Right after hitting New Folsom. Okay. So the first one was, I had a dog. And he was from 18. Right. And me, him, and another homie, we all hit it off right away. We all got there around the same time. Very, very beginning of 1995. And we were young. We used to clown, we got along really good, eh? And every day we'd hit the yard. Where's the homie? Oh, hey, what's up, homes? The 3 of us would chop it up. And one thing I noticed about the homie is, unlike the rest of us, he was always talking about his case. So him and his brother had gotten involved in something where a cop wound up getting shot up in a car, right? And he was a suspect, and they couldn't pin the case on him. So he pretty much knew, like, he was basically public enemy number 1 for his neighborhood as far as the cops were concerned, right? Not long after that, somebody from MS shot him in his stomach. And while he was recuperating from that at home, something happened. A murder occurred. And basically, somebody with the same name as him got picked up for it. He was cracked out, and he blamed this guy. Not only did he blame him, but he got him a life sentence, 35 to life. Now, he tried to get on the stand, clean it up, take responsibility, and the DA wasn't having it. So he used to always talk about, I'm going to go back on appeal. Now, there's dudes from 18 that I'm sure my age that are going to know exactly who I'm talking about, what the case is. They'll know the names of the 2 dudes that had the same name. It's nickname, right? 2 different cliques, both from 18. But anyways, he would always talk about how he was going to go back on appeal, right? And I remember thinking, like, why are you always talking about your appeal, homie? Like, we're here. Like, this is what we're gonna do. This is us. And he was like, shit, this is what you're gonna do. And he was different. Well, I remember one day we come out for a yard, right? And he's waiting for me. When I come out, he's like, hey, come here. Let's hit a lap. Excuse me. So we hit the track. We're walking a lap, and he waits till we're kind of like on the bottom of the yard, and he's like, "Hey, Holmes, did the homies get at you?" And I was like, "Who?" He said, "Anybody on the block? Did they get at you?" And I was like, "What are you talking about, Holmes?" And he's like, "Nah, well, look, 'cause they got at me, and they said they're getting at all the youngsters on the yard, and they asked me if I was willing to do a bottle for the pad. If the casa needs anything, if I'm willing to do it, right? And I'm like, oh, nah, they didn't get at me, but I mean, they already know. Why? I mean, you told them, yeah, right? And he's like, nah, fool, I told him no. I said, oh, man, the fuck you mean you told him no? And he's like, homie, I just got here and I've already been to the oil once. I'm trying to beat my case. This and I was like, hold up. I was like, hey, go back and talk to him. Go back and get at him and be like, hey, Holmes, you know what? I didn't understand the question. But I told him, I'll go with you, Holmes. Like, whatever it is, I'll go with you. And he's like, man, fuck these vatos, this and that. And I was like, oh, man. Like, do you realize what you're doing? Like, you have 35 to life. You're talking about a case. Like, fuck that case. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you got to do here, that's a separate case. You could still, do the appeal on the other one. And he was like, nah, fuck that. And, prison being what it is, man, I immediately backed up off him. And, like, the vato was hurt like, damn, man, that's fucked up. You don't even want to kick it with me. And I'm like, fool, you put a target on your back. Like, we're young, homie. This is what we do. And right after that, he worked in the kitchen. Right after that, one of his coworkers was boning the staff, the CO that worked in the chow hall. He smacked her, and the cops were like, "Who did it to you?" She's like, I'm not saying nothing. And they said, okay. And they rolled up everybody in the kitchen. And the vato from 18, he worked in there. He went to the hole. And then I remember thinking, like, all right, cool. Hopefully, once he's back there again, he'll his mindset will get into, like, you know what, it is what it is. Fuck my appeal. Your appeal's still going to go through, or it's not. These are just two separate things, at least in my mind. That's what it was, right? And back then, as I mentioned before, it changed in 2000. But back then, there was a curfew on C facility. So we got word, man, that when he was back in Ad Seg, he was told, hey, because they told him you're going to C yard, not going back to B yard. And he had said, I guess they had got at him, and they said, hey, when you get there, these vatos are priorities. And he was like, yeah, well, when you get over there, make sure you do that. He said, I'm going over there and I'm going to program until I go home on my appeal. And I remember thinking, like, damn, man, he was a cool dude. And you just wash your hands. It's just like, that's how prison is. It's just like, fuck. Like I've told you guys before, the whole saying in there, better him than me. A while later, I got another homie I got close to. I'm not going to say this dude's name. I'm not even going to say where. So I'm going to say he's from the IE. Okay. This dude right now is extremely hated. But when he got there, now he was a fool. Me and this dude used to kick it, and he was scandalous, man. I seen him do some, man. Wow. He used to burn fools like it was a trip. Not homies. He was burning like, other races for weed. Hey, you want to smoke some weed? And he would tell somebody, hey, I'll be right back. And he, man. But like we were kicking it every day, and he was always hustling. The vato had hustle. He already been to the Bay, done his thing. But then someone passed away. Someone passed away that he was very close to. And it did something to him, right? And he was I told this story. I actually told the story before. But he was selling dope for somebody on the yard. He was selling dope for a dude I couldn't stand. Could not stand this fool. But he had been around, been in and out of the shoe several times, had a lot of support. And so he let it get to his head, right? Well, so this vato from IE that I'm cool with is slinging dope for him. And one day he says, like, hey, I'm going to have to hit this dude. And it was a white dude that I was real cool with. And he's like, yeah, I got to hit this dude. I said, I'm going to go with you. It's my dog. It's my boy right there. So I'm going with you, Holmes. So we went and got, strapped up. And I'm telling him, Holmes, as soon as you move, I'm moving with you. This is your thing, but I'm with you. Yeah, okay, cool. And this dude had been waiting to go to get a time cut or something. I don't know. He was supposed to get some time back so he can go home. So we're following this fucking dude around first yard, and I'm just waiting for this dude to go. I'm like, come on, let's just fucking go get him right now. He's like, nah, wait. And yard recall. So he's like, hey, I'm gonna get him second yard, Holmes. We'll jump on him second yard. At this point, at yard recall, the white dude, his name was Jimmy. I like Jimmy a lot. Jimmy comes over to me and he goes, hey, that's fucked up. And I was like, what? No. He didn't tell me. It was after the incident. Okay, but let me get to it. Hold on. Because I told the story. You guys can go back. It's 2 a.m. But check it out. So the dude tells me, hey, second yard, we're going to get him. I said, all right, I'll sneak out. We go in, and then when they release second yard, come out. And I'm like, hey, Holmes, where's this fool at? And they're like, oh, he's down at the bottom of the yard. So I take off. I was like, what's up, Holmes? Let's just fucking go do this right now. Fuck all this waiting, Holmes. You'll be bullshitting. And he's like, nah, we ain't going to do that, Holmes. And I was like, what? And he goes, nah, we're not even going to do that no more, Holmes. Don't trip. He goes, hey, are you strapped? Like, wait. He goes, nah, put it away. We're not going to do nothing right now. And I said, what do you mean, Holmes? Let's just go. He goes, nah. He goes, remember when I was telling you about that time I was trying to get back? I said, yeah. He goes, oh, they gave it all back to me. He goes, I'm going home in I think he said 60 days or 90 days or some shit like that, right? And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, fool, I'm going to be going home. I said, man, what about that responsibility you got, though? He's like, man, fuck that vato. He could do his own dirty work. I said, hey, hold up. Wasn't that part of the agreement? Like, you move shit for him. Any transaction you're in charge of, you got to handle it if it ain't right. He's like, man, fuck him. You don't like him anyways. Quit acting like you even like him. I was like, that ain't the point, Holmes. It's your word, right? Like, you putting a target on your back, and a lot of motherfuckers around here don't even like you as it is. And he was like, man, fuck them. Again, prior to that individual passing away, that he was very close to, he wasn't like that. It was like when he lost that person, and it was a legend. I'll just say that it was a legend that he was very close to. And, once that person was no longer living, this dude, I remember Vatos were saying, like, this Vato has a death wish. And again, I had to step away from him because I was like, I don't know what the fuck. And it was at that point where I knew I'm cool with everybody, but I'm not getting close to Vatos, like, because what kind of shit is this, man? We're young, you know what I mean? He wound up doing some stupid shit. He wound up whacking somebody, went to the oil, made a bunch of fucking promises when he was in the oil, and got out and burned every fucking bridge. So people from Naive probably can understand or guess who I'm talking about. And, as I look back, all these years later, if I look back with my old mindset, both of those dudes were clowns. But if I look back with a non-gang member, non-criminal mindset, only one of them was a clown. The one from 18, he never gave up on life. That's why he was concerned about his appeal. He didn't kill that dude. He may have killed others, but he didn't kill that guy. In his heart and his mind, he was going home. I don't know if he ever did, but he hadn't given up like the rest of us. The other one from Nai, on the other hand, that guy had made a decision in his mind that he was going to do whatever he wanted to whoever he wanted, whenever he wanted. And it was a fucking death wish. That dude had gave up on life, on human beings, on everything else. I never met anybody like that dude again in all the years I was in prison. And I met some very cutthroat people. But those people still cared about their word and didn't fuck people over intentionally for self-gratification. Then again, there's people that would say they have or they did, probably still do. But that's the story of my two dogs when I first started my prison career, and the lesson that they taught me. I'm hoping the dude from 18 did beat his case and has a beautiful family, is successful, or whatever he wanted to be. I hope he was able to do it. The other guy, it is what it is. He made an ugly bed. You gotta lay in it sooner or later, right? All right, you guys. With that, everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out.